In 2019, Jeannie Anderson wrote that 85% of surveyed college students felt that they were overwhelmed, along with another 53% who said they felt hopeless. Mental illness is a rising issue and concern on college campuses nationwide, and I believe we see many of the same issues here at Texas Tech. As a pre-physical therapy student who's taken multiple psychology courses, I felt it's time to take a look at these issues and find a creative solution to where we can see a healthier campus mentally. Mental health virtually affects everyone in the college community. However, with the help of our pets, we can take steps to have a more healthy society. We'll explore the impact of mental health issues, some research on pet ownership and the benefits on mental health, and finally some ways to make the campus better suited for pets. First of all, mental health affects everyone. In 2013, the American Psychological Association wrote that a significant number of students with psychological problems is a growing concern on campuses nationwide. Like I said, Texas Tech needs to realize that our major concerns, and what I think is the number one concern right now, is mental illness, and that many students are affected by this. So let's take a look at some statistics from the Royal College of Psychiatrics. This says about 1 in 4 college students suffer from mental illnesses. This could be a variety of mental illnesses from stress, anxiety, or depression. However, in general, 25% of students that are in college right now struggle with mental illness. Here's another chart that shows more of a breakdown on mental illnesses. 80% of students feel that they have stress on a daily basis. 13% have been depressed in the last 3 months. Another 13% have been diagnosed with a mental health condition linked to depression. And finally, the last 9% say they have contemplated suicide within the past year. You can notice that these illnesses are getting more and more progressively worse, but these are things that are happening on a daily basis at our campuses and even at Texas Tech. This graph shows percentage of students on campuses who suffer from severe psychological issues. And you can see that from 2000 to 2010, the number of students has more than doubled. And you can almost bet that from 2010 to 2020, this number has risen even more. Not to mention that this graph only shows the number of cases reported by counselors. Many college students do not have counseling or wouldn't even admit to their counselors or friends that they're dealing with mental issues. Some surveys have even found that students have feelings of loneliness or social isolation, especially for freshmen that are stuck in their dorms who may have a hard time gaining new friend groups. They feel a lot more isolated in their dorms. Secondly, there are many health benefits of pet ownership that help combat these mental illnesses. In an online article by Karen Ostin titled "How Dogs Drive Emotional Well-Being," she writes that pet owners have a lower rate of depression and they have less symptoms of depression than others. These symptoms could be such as loneliness or social isolation that I mentioned. In an article titled 10 Ways Pets and Mental Health Go Together by Jay Monroe, she writes that pet ownership increases a release of oxytocin, which can naturally relieve stress. So for those who may not know, oxytocin is actually a chemical hormone that can relieve stress inside our own body, and that can be stimulated or released from just having a pet or owning a pet. So let's look at some statistics on the health benefits of pets. In this case, more specifically, a dog. This chart shows a lifespan or a lifetime from infantry to adulthood and the elderly. And we can see at which point in our lives having a dog can have benefits on our lives. So for instance, from infantry to adolescence, having a dog has positive psychological development benefits. And what carries on into adulthood, you can see by the pink and the blue and the purple, it actually motivates regular exercise, and it can even cultivate a more social environment and increase and encourage social community. It'll give you a better sense of community to have a pet, and this could be beneficial for the freshmen who live in dorms. So lastly, let's look at some practical steps that Texas Tech could take to have a more pet-friendly campus and community. Installing pet way stations is a great way to allow and encourage the ownership of pets on campus while also keeping our campus clean. Altering dorms to have higher storage can allow students to store their things higher above where pets can reach it. However, this might seem like it's a little on the expensive side. However, I believe that many dorms at Texas Tech need renovations anyways. We have a lot of large parks such as Urbanovsky around Texas Tech and the area, and I believe that we should encourage and put signs that say dogs are welcome here, or even we could make a smaller dog park out of Urbanovsky that would encourage a more pet-friendly community. So today we explored the impact of mental health issues on our community on college campuses. We also looked at some research on pet ownership and the mental benefits that it has on our body. And lastly, we found some ways to make the campus better suited for our pets. Overall, mental health virtually affects everyone in the college community. However, I believe that with our pets, we can take steps to have a healthier and safer community at Texas Tech. So let's take what we found today, let's recognize the issue, and let's move towards a more pet-friendly community.